Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network. And let us see if today we can ask some very thought-provoking questions. Questions to get you thinking. Questions to get you challenging the premise by which you have been living your life until the moment you watched this video here today. Question number one. What makes you different from Tom, Dick, and Harry? What is your differentiator, Question number two. How are you, Monsieur, Mademoiselle, how are you setting yourself up for success? Let me get into your business right now. Question number three. How do you spend your time? Are you wasting your time or are you investing your time? So right now, I know that the ignorant people are sitting there pointing their fingers and saying, Mario, who are you to ask us this sort of questions? Are you a master? Are you perfect? No. On the contrary, I'm just somebody that's going through a lot of negative experiences in my life, and I have learned from them. And throughout my learning, I have been able to turn my life around, and that's what brings me here in front of you today, sharing, some of the knowledge that I have picked up, if you want to call it that. So let us see if we can use some pictures. We're talking about success. How different you are, how you set yourself up for success, how do you spend your time. So maybe you're looking at this presentation right now using an iPad, right? Why did you buy an iPad? Why did you buy an iMac? Why did you buy a Microsoft desktop? Because Apple is different. They have differentiated themselves from other competitors in the marketplace. They got the beautiful designs. You can touch the computer, have fun with it. You can take your iPad to the washroom. You can take your iPod to the gym and listen to garbage. They have differentiated themselves. How did they set themselves up to succeed? Obviously, they did some things that involved creativity and using their time wisely. So, with that example in place, let's bring it close to home. I have observed in the world that people spend a lot of time in entertainment, in distractions. Maybe it could be watching TV. Maybe it's always going into the gym with things plugged into their ears. They're doing whatever it is necessary to escape the misery that they feel within. Money, chasing after money, chasing after sex, chasing after, the nightclub, waste of time. So the question that I asked you in the beginning is, how is it that you're setting yourself up for success? How are you spending your time? And I would like to share with you what it is that I believe I do that differentiates me from Tom, Dick, and Harry. Okay? But I never used to always do these things. Actually, if you rewind back to my life, if you were to have a video camera and follow me around maybe 5 years ago, you would find that my daily timetable consisted of shopping to get the finest clothes, getting together with the homies at 6 o'clock, going to the local lounge, smoking a hell of a lot of pot, looking and chasing after beautiful women, sometimes not so beautiful, getting drunk all night, so much so that we can't even walk the whole of the next day. And this is a lifestyle that I repeated for a very long time until I reached the stark realization after a few years. I noticed that we are all going in the same place, me and my friends. We are all going to hell. I don't mean hell, bad hell. I mean misery, poverty, a life of hell. And at that point, I decided to start doing things differently, and I came across different information, different exercises that I started doing that has got me to the place here today that makes me different from the next person. So I'll give you an example of what I have done today and how it contributes to my future ability to manifest success, prosperity. And when I'm speaking of success, I'm not just talking about money, I'm talking about successful living inside. Emotionally stable, mentally stable, spiritually stable, because that is the origin of everything that happens in the external world. So, this is an example. I'm not expecting you to do the same thing. Right now, I'm going through a 2-month period in my life where I'm doing nothing but discovering my inner world, discovering my beliefs, healing my body, healing my mind. So I seem to have more time than usual. I'm normally very busy. But today, for example, in the morning, I got up, I spent time in the hot tub. What am I doing in the hot tub in the morning? Well, I'm getting to understand the difference between the true Mario and the false Mario. I'm getting to understand my dreams, my desires, my ideals, my ambitions, where I'm going. I'm planning what I want to do over the next 7 years. And then I leave the hot tub and I go to the gym. But before I pick up the weight, I go into the yoga room, and I stretch and have conversations with myself for an hour. I'm getting to know myself. I'm healing my body. Then I go to the gym, I work out, and, the body holds the soul, so I got to get that in shape. And then I go throughout the course of the day. Like I said, I'm on vacation right now, so take that into consideration. And I spend a lot of the day reading, studying about concepts that I share with you: emotional development, business, spiritual development. How can I be a better human being? I spend time in silence. And now I'm spending time sharing information with you. So how does this make me different? Well, if you think about this very closely, you will reach the conclusion that somebody that does these exercises, these things that I have shared with you, is going to develop a certain level of creativity. Is going to develop a certain level of peace, harmony, and balance in their life. Is going to develop this thing that we call personal power. Is going to develop intelligence to look at problems in society and solve problems. So, back to the beginning, I asked you 3 questions. I am different because of how I am setting myself up to succeed as a human being, and as a result in business and relationships and everything else. And it shows in how I am spending my time. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not the old Mario going to the club lounges to watch basketball games and get drunk. I'm spending that time in developing my mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual faculties. Which brings us full circle to you. What makes you different? How are you setting yourself up for success? And how do you spend your time? I hope you are beginning to eliminate distractions and focus on who you want to be in the world. Mario Pedro Gould, you tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network.